We can start now.
This
Just give me a
conference
1
will
minute.
now be recorded.
Just give me 1 moment. So yesterday you attended the meeting, the class. So how is it? And you have any questions before going to the new topics?
No.
Okay. What about others? So yesterday I hope you understand very clearly.
Today is my first session.
Today is the first session. Okay. And about others? Everyone feel comfort to understand the topic yesterday's? Then okay. So let's start now. So yesterday we discussed about a simple integration flow, how we develop a simple text message, and we have seen the message into our email. Okay. And we have already discussed the standard packs and what are the standard packages that are offering SAP and how we can consume those standard packs into our tenant and how to go further things that we have seen. So now, from now onwards, so it will go in a sequential flow. Okay. So now let me open the curriculum.
I'm not able to see the screen.
Yeah, I have not yet shared, so I'm going to share. If you don't mind, can you tell me your names quickly and your background so that my training I will organize accordingly. To start with, first you can start with anyone.
Hi, my name
Because
is Balram.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Balram.
Hi,
You're
my
from?
name is Balram. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, Vizag. So presently working in Bangalore.
Okay, which background? Is a PA background or functional?
Yeah, PA only, but I'm having very less experience in PA. Before I used to work in SQL and Java. After that, later
Okay,
on,
so
I
you're from
shifted
PA
to
background,
PA.
right? Fine.
Yeah, PA
Okay.
background. I have basic knowledge on that.
Yeah. And next.
Hi, this is Usha. I'm from Bangalore. So I'm working with Accenture and currently I'm working with PIPO technology. So I have around 5 years of experience.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So you're from PI background as well. Okay. And next. And the next person, please go ahead. Balaram and Isha.
Yes.
Others are not there. Okay. So, yeah, why I'm asking is to just a background so that I can tell you my training curriculum accordingly. That's the reason I just asked about the your background. Okay, because generally in the batch we can people from functionals like CRM functional or cloud success factors consultant and other functional consultants, they will also join, and people from the technical backgrounds like SAP ABAP and other modules, they will also join, and especially from the PA background also, so that we can organize accordingly and going forward. Okay, so now let's look at the curriculum. So here if you see
may I know your name before we start?
Oh, sorry, you don't know it, right? You guys, today you joined. So I have 13 years of experience. My name is Kumar in SAP. So I have been working on cloud technology like SAP success factors and the integration. Okay, so the cloud integration, earlier I worked on Delbumi, and after that moved to HCI. So from last you can consider 4 years we have been working on this tool, HCI, but all the experience we can have in the SAP. Okay. Okay. Somebody has joined. Can you tell your name and that module that you're working on? Sorry, not clear. Okay. So please have a look at, I hope you can see this my screen now. So now you can see the curriculum that we are going to cover the topics in our training course. So yesterday we discussed about the introduction, like the first day we discussed about the cloud integration, the introduction part. What is the benefits if the customer will move to cloud computing? Then the integration capabilities. So we will discuss about architecture going forward. What is architecture and the communication between the data centers to the customers. You can please put on mute if you don't have any questions. So whenever you have any questions, you just you ask me, and you just send me through this one, okay? So that others will not see any disturbance on that. Okay, thank you. So we discuss about the architecture part. After that, we'll start implementing the integration scenarios. Then we have the integration content catalog about modify this standard package and how to consume and all. Then we have the cloud tools, Web UI, Eclipse, and Cloud Connector and Cloud Platform, various tools to the various purpose. So we will use those tools as well. And the design part, this is the important and there is a key area about the design, like how to develop the high flow. Okay, so in order to develop the high flow, you need to understand all these elements. Okay, and each element will give you a different function of process. So you have to understand, starting with the content modifier, enrichment, all the elements are there. All these things we discuss. Then we have the list of adapters that we are going to use, and we have scripting part as well, and the integration operations that you can use as well, and like monitoring the messages, integration content, all these things.
Hello.
And we have security part. So we'll discuss the security part as well. Then we have the real-time scenarios. Those real-time scenarios also we'll discuss this. So you have, this is the curriculum, and I hope you have received this curriculum, right? So let's start with the technical cloud integration capabilities. Okay. What are the capabilities that will provided by the cloud integration? Yeah, you wanted to ask anything? Otherwise, put on mute. Okay, thank you. So here we'll start with the today we'll discuss about the cloud integration capabilities. Okay. So the cloud integration capabilities. Let's have a look at the capabilities of the cloud integration. You can put these things also. So since you are from the PI background, okay, so you will you know about the how the integration works, right? So what is the the how the role of PI system in SAP landscape is it will you will in the same landscape that PI system will be installed and it will be maintained by yourself, and if any rollouts or software updates or any support packages, everything will be handled by yourself. And then that is one part. and the infrastructure side, and the other part is you will focus on the developing the integration scenarios. Okay, there you will push to the receiver systems, but the whole exercise is happening within the SAP landscape. But of course, if it is a non-SAP, but it's not about in the cloud, right? But here, when we use the HCI, the HCI is run hosting in the data center, right? So when we are hosting on the data center, so we have different options to communicate to the systems, right? So we have the like we have different communications. Okay, so you can take any adapter through HTTPS communication or through you name it, any adapter that will going to connecting from the cloud system to the on-premise systems. Okay, so when it is running one side, it is connecting from cloud to on-premise. At the same time, the HCI tool is also running on the cloud. Okay, so and the when the source system, imagine, and the source system is on the cloud, and the integration tool is also cloud, but those two systems also needs to integrate, right? Because those are not in the same server or the same host or the same network. They are different networks. Okay, so that is one part, and the other one is from the cloud HCI. If you want to connect it to the on-premise systems, then we can connect it to the on-premise systems also. So what I mean to say here is, whatever the capabilities that are currently handling by the PA system will be handled by the HCI. Okay, or is continue to handled by the HCI. So HCI is having that options. I mean, whatever the scope of the process that is handling by the PI system or PO system, okay, as a middleware, that can be handled by HCI as well. Okay, that is one thing. And the another thing is here, another thing is, in the PI system, you are
Hello.
managing it.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Why is he saying hello integration team? But here, the
This
whole
conference will
HCI,
now be recorded.
the whole exercise is providing or offering as platform as a service. Okay, so this integration platform is offering as a service. So that means what? Whatever the system, the software or installation or the memory consumption or a performance wise, okay, whatever you call it, from the infrastructure side or from the system side, will be managed by the SAP. Okay, and they are offering as a service, so the customer can use it, the service, and the customer can pay as much he has used the service. Okay, so then half of the headache has gone. Why? Because you don't need to control, or you don't need to monitor every time. Okay, what we will look at here is just focus on the our business process. Okay, so all process that manage data transfer and message routing run on the integration platform. Okay, the HCI, okay, supports various methods of processing messages, and it will offer many connectivity options. Okay, because it is running on the cloud, we have different options, connectivity options from one system to another system. That, and also it is very faster and easy to configure. That will allow several software systems and applications to communicate with each other. Okay, so now what are the capabilities that can be um, uh, that can be handled by the system? Okay, let's have a look at that one. um, so I will log into the tenant. So here is the tenant that I have logged in. So here, if you look at here is the complete HCI tenant. I'm call it as a tenant. Why? Because the system that you're connecting, it is a multi-tenancy that is hosting by the SAP in the SAP data center. Okay, so every URL link, whatever the tenant that they are providing, okay, that have the unique ID that we are going to discuss in the architecture part. So here we have, what is the tenant ID? Our tenant ID is this one. See the tenant number. So this is the number tenant ID. Okay, so this is a unique ID. So once you log into this tenant, these are the list of services and features that are available here. Okay, so now let's look at one by one the capabilities that the HCI is currently managing it. Okay, so one capability is message transformation. Okay, ultimately the middleware they use. What is the purpose of using the middleware? Message transformation, right? Because whatever you're sending the source system needs to connect to the target system by transforming the data. uh, that means by adding the mapping structure between the system, and the source fields and target fields will be mapped together. If any context values or the data transfer some conditions in order to go into the right data to the target system, you will do all these activities. Okay, so all these activities we call it as a message transformation. Okay, so message transformation, nothing but the mapping will be the structure, and you have the content modeling, how we can enrich the message by adding additional information to the current content that is forwarding to the from source to the target systems. Okay, so the whole exercise of message transformation is there. I'm sure this is also that is what we are doing in PA also, right? So that is message transformation part. And the next is the persistence. Okay, persistence means it stores the message content in the database, and the storage steps may be required when the message content is needed for processing the steps. Okay, if the message content should be analyzed in the later steps. Okay, so all the storing of the message persistence, we will define the data stores, where if you wanted to keep the data that can be uh, stored in the message stores. So here if you see manage stores, so if you wanted to store the data like a variables, declarations, or the operations that you are using, if you want to use the message, that will store here. Okay, that is nothing but managing the stores. Okay, so first is we discussed message transformations, next persistence, and third is security related. Okay, imagine now the HCI is running on the cloud. Okay, imagine when you logged into your personal like Yahoo or Gmail accounts. Okay, without our permission, so many mails will come, right? Then imagine this is the enterprise organization that they are running on the cloud. How much security that SAP has to take care. Okay, because in the cloud, because at the end, how we are accessing the system through internet, right? So when you're accessing the internet, so much of security has to be taken care. Okay, that is the reason SAP, and in that space SAP is very particular in that. Okay, that is the reason they are providing certificates. Okay, whenever you wanted to connect it to the different system, that system certificate has to be installed in our tenant, then only it will talk to the system. Okay, so unless you will not install the certificate, then the even it will not ping to the it will not ping or access to the system that you want. Okay, after that you will give the login credentials to use that, but to access that system you have to install the certificates. Okay, so that much security is related there. So, and also we have encryption decryption also. Whenever you want very confidential message that you are sending, you want to apply encrypt or decrypt, that also will be used. So everything can be managed by managed security here. So we have here managed security part, where the security related things can be taken care. Okay, then we have the routing different whenever we are forwarding a message to the multiple receivers. Okay, so the routing can be defined and depend on the content of the message. Okay, so the content based routing, multicasting step or join, so many elements are there. Okay, all these elements are the capabilities that you can use in the HCI. And also we have the events. Okay, we have different events like a timer based event or start event, end event, escalation, termination. Okay, all these events are there. So these events will be processed in this at a specific time or occur repeatedly in the specific time intervals. Okay, so these also will be these events can be used. Okay, so let me repeat again quickly: message transformation things and message persistence, security related things, and the routing, data routing, and the events. Okay, so all these things are you call it as a capabilities that the HCI is having currently. So we will go in detail, the complete details of the integration patterns and the processing steps. Everything we will discuss in our incoming classes. But we are discussing now the capabilities, right? So now let's look at the connectivity options. So the connectivity options, so we can connect in this way. Okay. So you're seeing in between the HCI tool, and the left side and the right side we have source and target systems. Okay, so we have source and target systems in the left side, left and right. One second. So let's look at the connectivity options. Balaram, have you used SOAP adapter in the PI system in our experience?
Yes, I used.
You have used it, right? So that you have called through outside, like non-SAP on the cloud system or within the on-premise system, like source and target systems.
Most of the SAP only.
Okay, that means in on-premise system only you are used from sender to the target receiver system, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here in this case, we use from the cloud point of view because HCI is already on the cloud.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to use like a success factor system, which is a cloud based applications, sorry, cloud based applications. So that system already running on the cloud, and you wanted to send the data from the cloud system to the ERP system. Okay, so we are using the SOAP adapter. So how SOAP adapter can be used between these connectivity? Okay, and if not SOAP, what are the other adapters are there? Okay, uh, and primarily how many adapters can be used? Okay, all these things is provided by the SAP. So that means, for example, tomorrow you are you got a new system and you wanted to connect it to that system. Okay, so there are list of adapters are available in our tenant. So you will choose one, any of that. Imagine if you don't, you couldn't find the right adapter. Okay, you can report to SAP. Let's say that I need this adapter that is not available, and they will enable also. Okay, so 99% right now the current adapters are sufficient to process your business process. Okay, and if you wanted to define your own adapter, and let's say there is a software that is implemented. Okay, in order to connect it to the software system, the software where that is implemented, that is hosted. Okay, and you wanted to, you need some dedicated adapter. Okay, then you can create a custom adapter also. So you can create the custom adapter, and you can use that custom adapter that will be displayed in the list when you're connecting from source to the target systems. Okay, so this is connectivity options. So here currently, as you are seeing on the screen, we have a different connectivity options. First one is the SOAP adapter. So here it will, what the SOAP adapter will do, it allows you to connect HCI to a system that communicate based on the SOAP communication protocol. Okay, so when you use the SOAP adapter, it will communicate the sender. Okay, here from sender to HCI, you are using SOAP. Again, from HCI to receiver system, you are using some other adapter. Then the protocol that you are using, that will be communicated. The communication establishment will happen through that. So like SOAP, we have HTTP adapter. That HTTP adapter, it will allow you to connect to the HCI to the receiver systems using the HTTP protocol, and we have mail adapter, SFTP adapter, and some cloud-based systems like SuccessFactors adapter, Hariba adapter, Word adapter, Twitter, Facebook, all the adapters are there. Okay, let's have a look at the adapter list that will show in the system. So you can go to any of the iFlow and just open that iFlow, you can able to see the list of adapters.
One question here. Can this HCI also can connect to SAP, both SAP and non-SAP systems, like you?
Yeah, exactly. So it will we can use HCI from the SAP system to the non-SAP system, and this is much more easy to connect to the non-SAP systems. Unlike in PI or PO, very complicated to connect to the non-SAP systems when it comes to connectivity part. But here, the connectivity part is not that much headache. Here we can use simply to use any adapter, and you will give the required details, then you are going to connect. So SAP to non-SAP system, non-SAP to non-SAP also we can use it. For example, you have a PeopleSoft system and Oracle. You wanted to send the employee data from Oracle system to, or payroll data from Oracle system to PeopleSoft. Okay, and SAP is offering this tool, or the customer liked this HCI tool, just assume, and they wanted to use HCI tool. 100% they can use it. Okay, and SAP to SAP anyway, you know it, we can use it. So there are three scenarios we can use the HCI tool.
We can still use file SFTP, FTP adapters.
Yeah, all tools. That's what I'm saying. Whatever you're doing, whatever the capability of the PI system that is offering right now, all things will be managed, or you can use by using HCI. What I mean is, by using HCI, whatever the capability that the API or PO system is offering, all these things you can do. And additionally, there are other activities also that can be managed by HCI. For example, Internet of Things. Okay, whenever there are sensors of the data that they wanted to post to the backend system, so then they can use Internet of Things. So by using Internet of Things, they will use HCI tool. And there are some chatbots data. Okay, like they are using robotic process automation. Based on that, if they wanted to process the data, they can use HCI tool. Okay, so you name it, any cloud system. Okay, any latest cloud like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotic process automation, or blockchain. Yeah, important thing is blockchain also they are using HCI. So if you look at any latest system, if they wanted to integrate or send the data to some other system, HCI is the only tool the SAP is investing on this. Okay, so no other tool. Okay, so now you wanted to see the list of adapters list. Okay, so here let's do one thing. Okay, so if you look at here, these are the Aribus adapter are there. HTTPS adapter, IDOC. You know about IDOC adapter. Okay, so you can use IDOC, a mail adapter, OData. So all the list of adapters that are available currently at the source side. Okay, now at the receiver side, if you wanted to see at the receiver end and you wanted to copy these and see, just a minute, you can use in the message to copy this. So on the receiver side, these are the adapters that are available. Okay, you just click on refresh and see that. So there are 3 or 4 adapters that are additionally showing on the receiver side because that is needed in the business. Therefore, they have added. Okay. So in this list, if you wanted to add any custom adapter, you can add. You can develop the custom adapter. That also we will discuss our training, and that will show on this list also. Custom adapter. Okay. So these are the list of adapters that will show here. Let's take a IDOC
Can't we
adapter.
use these additional adapters which are shown in receiver at sender?
I
Like
didn't get you.
RFC, it's not. Here, we could see some extra additional adapters like
Correct.
RFC, HCI and all, which was not showing at sender.
Correct.
So can't we use them at sender side? Are those the only adapters which we can use from sender?
Yes, exactly. So whatever the list it is showing on the sender side, those adapters only you have to use. You don't have a, if you wanted to use any other adapter which was not there from this list, you cannot use it. Okay. So if you really want it, then you need to talk to the SAP team in order to. So they will ask you what is the need and what is the business requirement, then they will add it. That is one option. And another
Okay.
option is that is completely new system and you wanted to enable the custom adapter, that you can do that also. Custom adapter development is also very easy to develop it, because at the end you're just, it is like a connector. Adapter means what? At the end it is a connector where you are establishing the communication protocol from sender system to the HCI or HCA to the receiver system. Okay, so custom adapter or the new adapter, that is fine. But ultimately, the communication, in order to establish the communication, you need a correct dedicated details, right? For example, once you click on this IDOC, and in the IDOC, if you see the transport protocol, what is the transport protocol is showing? HTTPS. You name it some XI system. And if the transport protocol is HTTPS, so the protocol that communication is establishing through HTTPS only. Okay. So here in the connection, you can give the details. Then it is communicated to the any respective adapters. So, to asking your question, can't you use? Yes, you cannot use. If that is not there, you have to use from this list only.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, so let's. Any other questions in this? I think we have a Facebook adapter also, right? Let's log in. Yeah, we have Twitter adapter, and we have Facebook also. If you want to push the messages to the Facebook, or you wanted to push the message to the Twitter, you can use these options as well. So Facebook and Twitter are not available on the sender side. Am I right? Twitter is not available. Is not available, right? Facebook and Twitter on the sender side. So since you are from PA background, can any guess that they have added on the receiver side, but they have not added on the sender side. Any, of course, there should be some reason behind it. Can you guess it?
They want to post it
I
on
think,
social networking sites.
Yes. Okay.
and one more thing, like
Okay.
they don't want to send the data from the social media to the target system. They want to send the data from the some other third party to the social media. Because of that, they are configured only for the receiver side.
Standard system to social
Yeah,
networking sites.
exactly. So rather than consuming the data, we are prefer to post the data to the social medias, right? Whether it is a Facebook or Twitter, we are pushing some message to the on the social media. So as an enterprise, you need to think in this direction. Okay, it's not about availability or non-availability. We need to figure it out. The need of the requirement, is it really needed? So if it is needed, then SAP will they would have provided on the sender side also. So like this, when we wanted to use the any other adapter, you need to evaluate the need. Okay, so the need should be like the current adapters are not helping you to use for a requirement. You can put a case like this, then definitely they will add the new adapter on the sender side. Okay, so wherever it is required, because SAP is already having so much of experience in the middleware. Okay, already they have XI, PI, PO, all the systems. So the same systems only, the methodology of the concept is carried out to the HCI is also same. Okay, but only thing is the changes are the navigation or the work style, the configuration, how we will do it. This has changed, completely changed. But if you look at the mapping concept, how you are developing the UDFs, okay, the defined functions, or how you are considering the context values from the source system to the target, how you will look for the XSD files from the source system to the target systems in the mapping. All those things are same, okay. But what are the things that change is like connectivity part, because this is hosting on the cloud, and the the configuration or developing the design development area where you're developing the iFlow, that has changed. So the configuration part has changed, that you need to understand. But the bottom line, the undercurrent of the concept is same. Okay, because of course wherever you go middleware, the concept will never change. Okay, whether it earlier when I was worked on Delbumi also, the concept was in the same way, but the configuration will change time to time based on the tool or technology. Okay, so now let's continue to our presentation there. Okay, so we so we have seen the connectivity options that are possible by the HCI, and the integration capabilities that offering by HCI. Okay, now next look at the editions, the licensing model, how they are offering the editions. Of course they are offering as a service, but as a service also there are three types of editions they are providing. Okay, three type of licenses. Okay, one is the application edition. So application edition is like a I think I have presentation slide for this. Don't have a slide for that. Okay. So when we have the editions, we have different editions here: application edition, standard edition, and the professional edition. Okay. Edition is nothing but licensing. For example, any customer is subscribe to the only application edition, then he will get it only the dedicated integration solution in the combination of at least one specific SAP cloud application. Okay, so when you have an integration use case with at least one connection to the SAP cloud application, then only the edition is the solution for choice. Okay, so any customer uh, is already using the SAP cloud application, okay, like SAP Ariba or Success Factors. Okay, you name it, any cloud application. If SAP is using it, then they go for application edition. If they don't have a on-premise system, okay, if they don't have a on-premise system, is a new customer, you wanted to use the success factors system, and for the data they wanted to integrate with the non-SAP systems, in that case they go for application edition. And the next is the standard edition. So this is like a general purpose, like the minimum with no restrictions on the types of connected systems. Okay, so this is any to any system integration. Like you have only up to 9 adapters they will provide in the real time. Okay, so this is the limited edition they will provide it. Okay, and if it is a large enterprise where you are going to implement a different systems, okay, and from the cloud to the on-premise or on-premise to non-SAP, like this, if you have a different SAP systems, then go for a professional edition. Okay, so more connectors can be used, high bandwidth available, okay, when you're and high response time, and additional connections and bandwidth can be purchased according to the customer requirement. Okay, so these are the highest is professional edition, and most of the customers will go for it. Why? Because integration license is not that much cost. Anyway, it is offering as part of the cloud packages. So they will go for these three type of editions. Okay. So what is the so now we have discussed about the integration capabilities, then connectivity options, okay, then the three editions that are going to use it in the system, right? Three editions whenever any customer wanted to use it. Now let's here we have seen in the just list of adapters, right? Now let's look at monitor page. In the monitor page, okay, whatever the integration content or the iFlow that you wanted to see the list of iFlows that you have implemented, and you wanted to see the list of iFlows, just click on monitor. There is a I button, right? In the I button, then click on manage integration content, click on all. Okay, so once you click on that, it will shows all the list of iFlows that are started. If you see the status started, all are running it. Okay, so as per the schedule time, as per the predefined scheduler, or the as per the process, these iFlows will be executed. Okay, then the next thing is if you wanted to maintain the security related like login credentials or the certificates, okay, everything will be managed by under the manage security part. If you click on the key store, under the key store, the list of certificates that will shows here. Okay, all these things are certificate things. And if you wanted to see the login credentials of the sender or the target systems, okay, obviously not sender is a target systems only, because sender anyway will push it from there only, right? So all these systems, if you want to connecting, and you can use it we have to maintain under the manage security part. And data stores, already I told you, the manage stores about the data that you want to keep in the tenant in the integration, that will useful, or you are using it in the integration patterns, then you can use it in the manage security part. Okay, and access logs. If you wanted to run any any logs that you wanted to see the particular iFlow, and you wanted to see the anything, that you can do it in the access logs. Then next is, whenever you executed the iFlow, the result of the iFlow, you wanted to see them, those things you can see on the first thing, monitor message processing. So under the monitor message processing, you can see the list of messages, all the messages that you can see with the different status. Okay, all the status will be there, you can see. And the list of artifacts, artifact means iFlow. So the list of iFlows, all these things are displayed here. Okay. Logs is any particular log that is going to happen, then they can use it here. As you can see there. So basically all the integration, iFlows or security, everything you wanted to see, that you can see under I button, monitor page, right? So this is the tab that you can use it. Click on monitor. Okay, so this is the view of all our integration iFlows and the relevant stuff like login credentials, or the data stores, or certificate to the user mappings, or the certificate to the particular target system. Okay, everything will be displayed under the monitor section. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to discuss so we have discussed today cloud integration capabilities, which is a theory part. Okay, but tomorrow we are going to use the exercises, like we use a new integration scenario that will cover a content modifier. Okay, then completely about content modifier. Then half an hour we'll discuss about the technical system architecture also. Okay, so that one also will discuss technical system architecture. So now any questions or doubts or in general about course?
Like in PI pivot, it configure business system, technical systems, right? Messaging. Do we also configure these business systems components here? No?
You mean integration builder?
Yeah. In SAP system landscape directory we have, right? Where we configure the technical systems, business systems, logical systems.
Okay. So that's what the backend system that you have configured. So there is a one more tool called Cloud Connector. Okay. So when we are using that topic, there we will discuss about the backend system, how to connect. But from the HCI point of view, those things are not needed for the other systems. Why? Because they are using the adapters to connect to the systems.
So where do we design
but we will
the
cover the cloud connector, where it will connect to the backend systems. Okay.
Okay. And where do we configure these iFlows and all? Like in PO we use NWDS, NWDS. Here are we using the design tool?
Yeah. So under the design tab, you are going to develop the iFlows.
Okay.
So we have a discover, design, and monitor. So discover is like all standard packages are available. Okay, and that is keep on updating the new packages. And whereas in the design tab, if you want to develop your new iFlow, that you can create under the design tab. Once you have developed and you wanted to monitor the iFlows, that you can see under the monitor section.
Okay. And Kumar, yesterday I missed the session, so will you be covering that?
There is a recording session. Ask Ganesh, he will provide you. You just go through that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how is the session? Is it useful for you, or what? What is your? I mean, you are from PA, so you can able to understand easily,
Yes.
Yes,
right?
the session is good, but I would like to understand what are the more benefits compared to CIPO and HCI.
More benefits you are going to experience, no? So you are going to see those things only. So whatever the concept that you keep in mind about the PI methodology and the process, but the elements or the connectors or adapters that you are using completely new. Okay. So for example, NWDC, we will never use it. Or
Okay.
ALE configuration, partner profiles, we will never use it. But in that place, something else will be used. So what is that something that you are going to see in the in your exercises, practices, and all in our training part?
So there will be no message type, data type, service interface.
Yeah. So here is a completely a iFlow based.
Okay. So what type of mapping should be there? Here, same graphical Java accessibility.
Yeah, XSLT mapping is there, operation mapping is there, and next message mapping.
Okay.
So we don't have any graphical mapping, Java mapping here.
No, the iFlow that we are doing. Okay, now you tell me here when I
Graphical.
open this iFlow, is itself is so there is a message mapping. I clicked on it here. So once I clicked on it, this is a graph. So everything, not only the message mapping, whatever you do in the iFlow, everything will be on based on graphical representation. So here I can say this is not about the iFlow development. I can say this is a modeling that we are doing it. Okay. So whenever you pick and moving, there is a connector. I delete to the line connector to the some other element. Code that will run on the camel framework that will execute. Something will run behind it, right? So that will execute. But front end, what we are doing is a completely a modeling of the iFlow. So that's what beginning also I told. We will not look about the system side, like how it is acting and all. What will focus on the business side, how the integration process is happening. Okay, what are the how to develop the business process, based on the iFlow based. All these things will be discussed. I mean that is what important here. So to asking your question, is it graphical use? Entire our development itself is on graphical mode.
But where do we define the structures? Like there will be some structures, right? At source and target for transformation.
Yes, and
Where
yes,
do we
sender and
define
target
that?
systems are there. So here we have sender system and here we have receiver system. So we will define by using adapters. So you are going to see all these things. That's what about our training.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So now you understand our iFlow implementation on graphical. When in the graphical representation, it will be configured. Okay. So that task, everything we are handling through web UI. This entire thing we call it as a web UI. Through web UI, we are doing a development, developing the iFlow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all. If you don't have questions, then tomorrow we can connect at the same time, 9 p.m. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Hello.
night.
Hello.